If I could have your attention, please. Is the mic on? Yes. Not like I always need one. First, on behalf of the City of Sulphur Springs and the City Council and Mark and Natalie, I would like to welcome all of you here today. It's a great gathering for a great lady. And we are happy that she is getting to retire, but we're sad that she's not going to be with us every day. But Gale Roberts is the epitome of a kind person. And Gale Roberts has done so much for this city, but you know, more than anything else, she loves Sulphur Springs. And she showed that in her job day to day. One of the many, many jobs city secretaries have, and Gale was so good at it, was helping me and all the other mayors writing proclamations. And she would call me and say, okay, John, we've got to do another proclamation. And then she would research it, and she would come out with this wonderful proclamation. So Gale, I thought it was very fitting today that Natalie and I and Mark wrote a proclamation for you. Would you please come up here with me? You look okay. You already look relaxed. Stand right there. Whereas the office of the city secretary is a time-honored and essential part of local government, being one of the oldest professions in public service, and whereas Gale Roberts served as administrative assistant of the community development for the city of Sulphur Springs from September 20th, 1999 to October 1st, 2002. And whereas Gale Roberts returned to us on the first day of June 2004 and was sworn in as city secretary on December the 7th, 2004 and served into December the 7th, 2021. And whereas through her tireless efforts, Gale Roberts has provided faithful and professional services to one city manager. You couldn't get rid of him, could you? 11 mayors and 24 city council men and women in the performance of her duties. And whereas Gale Roberts, TRMC, has demonstrated her commitment to and the knowledge of the office of city secretary by obtaining the certification of the Texas Registered Municipal Clerk through the Texas Municipal Clerks Certification Program, graduating on the 30th day of January 2020. And whereas Gale Roberts has spent countless hours preparing agendas, ordinances, resolutions, proclamations, etc., as well as distinguished herself as a hardworking and dedicated public servant, and at all times committed to helping this community and providing invaluable leadership and guidance. And whereas her colleagues knew her as a steady, dependable, kind co-worker and friend who takes pride in her work and in this community, and who is always ready to give moral support or lend a helping hand. And whereas Gale Roberts will have more time to spend with her husband, Jim Roberts, her best friend for 44 years, her faithful companion, Thomas, who, if he isn't following her, she is following him. 3 sons and 11 grandchildren. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, John A. Sellers, Mayor of the City of Sulphur Springs, do hereby express my sincere appreciation and gratitude to Mrs. Roberts for her commitment and dedication to the city, and congratulate her on the occasion of her well-earned retirement from the City of Sulphur Springs, and wish her continued success in future endeavors. thank you for the honor you've given this city and its citizens on the 19th day of January 2022. John Sulphur. Your yellow roses, which you always help me with.
Oh, they are beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Would all former mayors come up here that served with Gale? We want a picture of y'all, please. And then we'll get the council. We have several mayors here. And me being a historian, I want to put y'all in chronological order. So Chris Brown, and then I believe Oscar, Craig had to leave, then Gary would be, and then Emily and Kayla, is Kayla Emily? Excuse me. And then somewhere in there I am, so I'll put that in.
Oh, I think you're here.
Well, but then I'm here.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
well, we want you, we want you to know.
Look forward to it, but just don't push it.
Okay, anyone that's on the council, please join us now or formally.
Thank you.
Are y'all through? Okay, thank y'all very much.
Hey. We got 8.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Stick on the side, but my teeth. 17 and a half, or 17 if you count it from December 7th of 2000. It just depends on how you do it.
It's been a long time, we've worked together, 17 years. Before we actually worked together, she worked with Johnny Vance. Raise your hand, Johnny. Out at the service center that was the Community Development Department. And Sharon Ricketson was the city secretary, and Sharon gave me 2 years' notice that she was going to retire so that I could have time to find somebody. But I didn't need a lot of time because I already knew and told Johnny, I said, I hope you know. I remember we were driving down Highway 19. I hope you know that when Sharon retires, I'm going to steal Gale from me. He said, yeah, I already had that figured out. And so I thought everything was good. And then she up and moved away. And I was thoroughly impressed because I knew how good you were, the job you did there, and knew you would be fantastic as a city secretary. But needless to say, we got her back. It took a lot of arm twisting, but she came back. And as I suspected, was tremendous at her job. She has a singular quality, and I've said it 1,000 times. Forgive me for saying it again, but she can tell people no and make them like it. And she just has this kind servant's heart, and I think that's why she works so well with the public, because it's so obvious when people deal with her. And she's a great judge of character. And it's not very many people that she doesn't like. When there is someone she doesn't like, I take notice. That's someone I need to stay away from. Above all of that, Gale has had my back. And it's a lot of back to cover sometimes. And I have always known is true and faithful in every sense of the word. And I just can't say thank you enough. And man, I'm going to miss you. We took up a little collection here, I'll leave it to you. And we also bought you a little gift. And like you to go ahead and open it, if you don't mind.
This little gift?
Little gift right there. Get out of your way, Doug.
Here, or you gonna open it
I
right there?
have to open it
Okay.
right here.
All right.
But I'm like my son. That's a beautiful photo. Hey, it's the native ice maker.
So, for those of you who have not worked
Still
closely,
call me, I'll come into yours.
some people have automotive
Oh, yes. Oh,
focus, some people are focused on tools. Gale is focused on ice makers. And it's always tinkering with the one we have upstairs, and had asked, in fact, she had her eye on a certain ice maker, and we could not miss the opportunity.
yes. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I won't. I won't.
Okay, that's it.
No, I have notes. I have to get my notes.
One other thing I want to point out.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I wanted to point out to y'all is, when Jim McElroy retired about a month ago, Gale was instrumental in getting a picture of City Hall for him and having everybody sign it. Little did she know that in the background, there was also one circulating around for her. And it was hard to keep her away from this and keep this a secret. But what a wonderful, beautiful picture of City Hall and all the people that got to sign it to put their little well wishes to Gale. And I'm glad we were able to pull that one off too. Come, it's you.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am truly surprised. I had no idea. I thought it was Jim's. I didn't even really look at it when I first got here. Natalie's like, did you look at the picture? Okay, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming today. Being a public servant can be a little difficult sometimes, and being married to one can be something else. So I want to thank my husband, who is amazing, for putting up with me for all these many years. I want to recognize my son for his continued support. I also want to, oh no, I did that. Let's see, I should have put my glasses on. I came to work here September 20th, 1999 for Johnny Vance. And if any of you know Johnny Vance, you know the first thing he did was put me in charge of the United Way, and he also put me in the Christmas committee. So I met a lot of people during that Christmas committee, such as Gary Cleaver, Michael Pell, Natalie Darrow, Robert Perry, Mary Edwards, and so many others. And I made friends really fast with Mike and Dave and Russ, and I worked with Brad Bergen and Chris Brown. They were both on P&Z, and we worked to change the zoning to prepare the city for the future. Sometimes they drove me crazy. And then Sharon would be mad at me because I had so many ordinances. But nonetheless, we got it done, and later on, Clay Walker joined that force because he got on P&Z. So, June 1st, 2004, I got sick before I came to work. I was so nervous. And anyway, it was my first day to come in and learn from Sharon. And she is our longest serving city secretary. I'm second so far. That night, Brad Bergen, mayor, gave his exit speech. And Freddie Taylor was sworn in. So Freddie and I began this journey together, and he will be our longest running councilman. As of June 1st, he will have served 18 years. John Sellers, my mayor, our mayor, holds the record for the most terms as mayor and has been a great ally for me as well. Anything I need, I can call John and say, I need this. I've been privileged to work with many great city council people in the past. Aside from the current, there's well, it said 24, so like Larry Powers, Lydia Bryant, Clay Walker, Craig Johnson, and then, of course, our current council. Oscar has always been my go-to guy, too. And I don't want to not recognize our outgoing city attorney because he really saved me. When we were having a liquor election, we had over 3,000 signatures and I had to vet each and every one. And we had an attorney that was hired from someone, and he thought we were going to be a little bitty podunk backwoods town, and he tried to say that I didn't vet everybody. So Jim gets up and he looks at me and he says, "Gale, did you do this?" I said, "Yes, I did." And then he turned around and he let the guy have it. So from that point on, the man that hired that guy has now given Jim all his business. I've had great pleasure in trying to help people, and I really do try to treat each person that comes in my office as if they're going to be my boss someday, because, you know, they might. I mean, it could happen. Yeah. Anyway, through that, I've made many friends, and I enjoy helping people. That's one of the greatest parts of my job, is helping people. Sadly, we've lost many friends and coworkers. I had just started here, and we lost Charles Tolley, and I don't know if you guys know or not, but Ronald Godfrey got really sick. We almost lost him a couple of weeks ago, so I would be remiss if I didn't mention those people. It takes each and every one of us to make the city the place where everyone wants to be and to live. This is kind of Mark's motto. I want to thank Mark for putting up with me, as well as helping me along the way. He has been a great ally, and it's been great to serve with someone that is so excellent at leadership. I'm not going anywhere, and I hope to remain friends with all of you. It's totally been my pleasure to serve with each and every one of you. And Natalie, you're going to do a great job. I know it. Thank you.